Welcome back to Leadership from the Kitchen. My name is Wendy Ellis Green with P31 Consulting and P31 Academy. In our last episode, we explored how to teach your team members the sommelier approach, asking thoughtful questions and providing expert recommendations so that they can truly become trusted advisors. But here's the challenge. While you're teaching them those sommelier skills, sometimes they're still working behind the scenes. They never get a chance to practice those approaches with real clients. Today, we're solving that problem by teaching your team to move from the protective and filtered communication to confident and direct participation with the client and in client relationships where they can actually apply their sommelier skills. Look at these two kitchen designs. In the traditional setup, there's a clear separation. The kitchen team works behind closed doors, and all communication with diners happens through the service window and through the servers. The cooks never see the guest's reaction. They never hear their conversations. They never contribute directly to the dining experience. But watch what happens in an open-air kitchen. Suddenly, everything changes. In the open-air design, the cooking team can see guests' faces light up when the dishes arrive. They hear the conversations about the flavors and about preferences. They can contribute directly to the dining experience when guests have questions or even special requests. This is exactly the transition your team members need to make from that protected and filtered communication to direct and confident conversations and relationships with their clients. Here's what happens with window communication in business. Your team members work behind the scenes, receiving filtered information through you or an account manager or someone else. They hear the clients want this. They seem pleased with that. They have concerns about X, but they never see the client's actual expression when they review the work. They never hear the tone of voice that reveals true satisfaction or those hidden concerns. They never get a chance to contribute their specialized expertise when clients have technical questions. Now watch what happens when we move to open-air communication. Team members participate in client calls. They see reactions to their work firsthand. They can contribute insights when their expertise is relevant and needed. The transformation is dramatic, both for team development and for client relationships. Your role as a leader is to gradually teach your team members to operate confidently in open-air environments. This doesn't mean throwing them into high-stakes client presentations unprepared. It means systematically building their comfort and skills to become ready. You might begin by some observation training. You can start by having your team members observe client interactions without participating. Teach them to read the client body language and listen for those verbal cues and understand the flow of client conversations. They might hear from you, notice how this client tone changed when we started talking about timeline. What did you observe about the priorities when they asked this specific question? You also might then move them into controlled participation, and that's gradually introducing them into client conversations and interactions in structured ways. Maybe they get to present technical findings while you handle the relationship management, or maybe they get to answer specific questions about their expertise. You might say, Sarah, will you walk us through the data analysis, and then I'll talk about the strategic implications of the data. Then you might move them into a more collaborative engagement. Eventually, your team members should be able to participate fully in client interactions, reading situations and building insights and building their own relationships while supporting the overall client experience. The key is preparation. Just like chefs need to understand both cooking techniques and customer service before working in open kitchens, your team members also need both technical skills and client interaction training. You can teach them how to read client communication patterns and stress levels. You could also teach them when to contribute insights and when to hold back and just listen. You can teach them to present technical information in client-friendly ways. You can also teach them how to handle those unexpected questions and challenges and do it gracefully. When team members operate successfully in open air environments, clients see the depth of expertise on their team, not just your capabilities as a leader. They hear directly from the people doing the technical work, and that builds confidence in what's being done for them. They can ask those detailed questions and get immediate expert responses from your team members. Your team members will develop faster because they understand the client needs firsthand. They see the impact of their work directly. They build confidence through those successful client interactions. Now, what are those signs that your team is ready for those open air communications? They begin to ask insightful questions about the client context and needs. They can explain their own work in business terms and not just the technical jargon. They show curiosity about client reactions and feedback, and they contribute valuable insights during internal client discussions. So, your leadership challenge for this week is to identify a team member ready for that transition from the window to open air communication. Choose a couple of low-stakes client interactions where they can observe first and then gradually participate. But make sure you prepare them. Prepare them by practicing client scenarios and teaching them to read communication cues. Help them understand that open air communication is about showing off your expertise. It's about serving the clients better through collaborative intelligence. Great chefs don't hide their teams behind windows. They teach them to work confidently in open air where clients can see them and their expertise and their passion, and that passion that creates those exceptional experiences. So until next time, keep cooking up great leadership by teaching your teams to thrive in open air environments.